ask me what I'm coaching, right? I said, bro, I'm coaching life.
We got episode 34 of the Ravens Huddle. Yes. We back again. Yes. We not stopping. Relentless, man.
A few weeks out from that draft, baby. We almost on it. Yeah. You know we're going to be here for that. We're going to be in the
for that. I'm going to have to, unfortunately, I'm out of the country during the draft. They did it that weekend, but it's a great occasion to be out. But when I get back.
Oh, we're going to have everything straight.
Yeah, and then that'll give us time to review everything.
We're going to be locked and loaded.
We'll be able to give y'all good in-depth knowledge of it. But let's intro my
You got your boy Mike.
And you got your boy Rich.
Got Zay in the back as usual.
Y'all know how we do.
Well, I feel like to start off with this week because the big news, I think the previous week was John Harbaugh getting his extension.
3-year extension.
3-year extension. Yep. I don't really know the numbers. Don't really care. I mean, he got his extension. He's coming back. They're sticking with the motto of consistency and familiarity.
Could it be too familiar?
That's the question we've been having. I feel like regardless of him being a coach or not being a coach, eventually they're gonna get through. The only thing is, how much potentially could they have gotten
if we would have made a switch?
If they made a switch, but
before.
That's neither here nor there now.
Yeah.
Hindsight's 2020.
Harbaugh's back because one thing to say, I've had my criticisms and I stand by every word I say. But what I will say is, and because I felt like there were clear options, when there aren't clear options, I'm not, because there's people that could be worse than Harbaugh. You can have way worse situations.
Yeah.
So if you don't have the option there, but like I said, they had the boy genius, quote unquote, in the building. They've had a couple other people I felt like, you might want to look at that candidate while he's free. A lot of those options are off the board now.
Yeah.
So now it's like, don't do nothing stupid. So it is what it is. But my main takeaway was I felt like we got more insight if you watch the interview with Steve Bisciotti and John Harbaugh. And you kind of tell the relationship, especially when you spend this much time. And then Steve Bisciotti was a newer owner. I feel like, I'm sure, of course, business moves and all of this were very important, clearly.
For sure.
To get that. But as a newer owner, I feel like Harbaugh was like the first major personnel kind of decision that wasn't already in place before that.
Yeah, I think he said he got here to like the last 3 years of Kyle Bowler.
And it was 2 years. It was super like weird too, because like,
and then Brian Billick, and it was like Billick had been here from the start of the franchise. It was just a transition period for the franchise in general.
He was the special teams coach up there in Philly, so it was strange. We was all, and I'm happy we didn't, because we was begging for Buddy down there at the Cowboys at the time. What was his name? Garrett something. My man. Jason Garrett? Was it Jason Garrett? Yeah.
Jason Garrett.
We was begging for him at that point.
He was the offensive guru.
That would have been, I don't know how that would have worked.
But I'm going to be honest, who knows? Because the infrastructure and the GM has always been legendary here. So Jason Garrett, I mean, being in that system,
will we have become a high-powered offense at that point?
I mean, possibly.
Interesting.
I don't want to throw. We don't know, so I don't want to make it seem like I know for a fact he would have been. But it's possible. It's very possible. But regardless, I found so in watching it, you could just see the relationship. I say that to say that you could tell that it feels like a kind of family-esque in a lot of ways, and feels like a big brother, little brother. Yeah. That's what I got. And in a respectful way from watching it was big brother, little brother, the back and forth, Bisciotti talking about sometimes he got, tell him, hey, man, you worrying about that too much. Yeah, I mean, you're doing a good job.
When you said that before the podcast, I was like, damn, I didn't even really think of that. But that's the perfect kind of description of their relationship and how they look even.
And you got to think, he probably got PTSD because, when Steve Bisciotti got us, that was the worst the Ravens were, period. Probably in franchise history. That I remember that 3
we had a dark,
window where it was
years.
We're always good. We're always decent. Bro, we was getting cooked. That Kyle Bowler stuff was crazy, bro.
80 yards from the knees. Pause.
That was the wildest.
They really gassed that man up to us. So I remember hearing that rumor.
He had no awareness at all. He
couldn't read defenses. I think because I remember, and this is some inside info. I used to work at the Sprint store. He came in one time. And I was observing that man. No funny stuff when I'm saying I'm observing. I just wanted to know what my quarterback looked like. And he came in, he just didn't look like a quarterback. Yo. I was like,
he don't got
damn, bro, you don't even
vibes.
really look like a quarterback for real.
Like, I don't know if you remember, or if you, I'm pretty sure you do. Like, remember he used to come up to the Mickey D's every now and then?
Yes, I do remember that.
For the school?
I do remember that.
Yeah.
Because you got to think the training facility is right there where we went to school at, like literally 2 minutes away.
Where was it? Because I thought they were still at McDaniel College.
Nah, they had just switched to Orange Mills. McDaniel was like probably early, maybe like 9th grade.
That's when my man Ed Reed used to come out and say
all the time.
That little joint was
Ed Reed used to stay up at the school at the top, just chilling out on the field. I never used to want to. That's my favorite player. That's how I always knew I wasn't a fan though. But because I was like, I don't want to bother him. He just he was chilling, yo. So I just used to let. But I used to be like, that's my dog up there, yo. Like legendary.
Yo, we was low key blessed. That's why it's funny, full circle moment. I know this is a sidebar, but just doing this is so enriching because, like, I remember going to high school and playing football, and then it'd be like Antonio Gates running hills. I'm like, yo, that's bro. You're like, yo, he in the league, yo. Then they'd come over and give you like a motivational thing. I had a high school football game, I lied to you not, and we lost, bro. Ed Reed came over there. We was playing Sparrows Point. It was cold as I don't know what. He like, y'all can do this, yo. Like,
I missed that game. I was
like,
mad.
I'm like, bro,
Ed Reed's the
this
realest,
is Ed Reed. Yo, I was just looking because, like you said, not an overly fanned out person. I'm just trying to be a dude on the team. I'm thinking in my head though.
Ed Reed halftime talking to yo.
And he came to a Pikesville game when
Ed
we
Reed
was
was
in the
the
playoffs.
realest.
Like, yo,
L
like,
both them,
bro,
joints.
lost both of them, yo. With the GOAT there, bro.
Yo, it's crazy, yo.
I'm getting PTSD, yo. I'm getting
It's not
sad,
PTSD.
yo.
That's
Damn.
nostalgia, yo.
Nostalgia, and I'm
excellent.
thankful, yo. The Ravens been in the community, yo.
Yeah, that's why when I say that's my favorite player of all time, it's the Phil stuff. But
He
it's
was
a lot
humble,
of other,
and this
like,
is when he
people don't
was
understand,
nice.
yo. Yes, yo. Because he used to live up the street.
Yo, his strength
This
and
was when
conditioning
this
coach.
was when it was literally him and Troy Polamalu. And shout out my coach. I won't say his name on here, but one of our strength and conditioning coaches was a trainer for a lot of the Ravens. Because he was just like a swole, like, yo. Yeah. Shout out coach, bro. Yeah, I mean, yeah, shout out the Ravens. But yeah, let's get back to the Steve Bisciotti.
the interview.
Yeah,
My
you
bad.
got caught up and talking about the.
My bad.
No,
I got
we
so
love the
excited.
Ravens, yo. We got
so excited
If
about
y'all
our
here,
guys.
y'all people that watch,
Yeah,
you know,
you already know.
we
You
gonna get
already
this
know.
talk.
Yeah.
But yeah, just noticing that relationship between them two. That's what it felt like, and it was like you really got you kind of.
That's why I was like,
but you got it, like watching that type of stuff, and it was kind of. He made sure he made the assurances that, like, listen, man, as long as ain't nothing crazy, like, listen, we gotta win. He stressed winning,
Yeah,
because he asked.
I did like that about Steve Bisciotti. He still acted like a manager.
Because it was 30 years coming
Yeah.
up. This is the 30th season, and the dude asked him. Sorry, I can't remember his name right now, but he does a lot of their coverage and stuff like that. Salute to
The
him.
Ravens talk guy, right? Is that?
Yeah, I
the
believe
name?
that's
Yeah, it's the
Salute to
actual
you, bro.
Ravens
Yeah,
platform.
Hit us
Yeah,
up,
shout out
fam.
to you, bro. Yeah.
Come hit us up. We be.
Yeah.
I'm
Mycio Miller too. Pull up, yo.
So he asked him about what do you envision for the next 30, and salute to Steve Bisciotti, yo. He just straight up said, yo, listen, man,
I want to win now,
I
yo.
ain't think about the next 30.
I wanna win now,
because he
yo.
know I got a franchise.
Next year,
when you
bro.
get not just a franchise quarterback, a generational quarterback, yo.
Now.
All hands on deck
and
now, yo.
you gotta
Like this
think-
is you don't get these like that what happened to Green Bay. That don't happen,
Yeah, it's
yo.
rare. It's rare.
And
To go back to back like that, or what
Super
happened
rare.
to the Colts, even though what's the name wound up having to retire. Like you don't get that.
Yeah,
When you get
you don't.
not just like I said, a franchise, a generational talent.
Yeah.
arguably,
LeBron James.
At quarterback.
Yeah,
at quarterback.
LeBron James.
yes, it's all hands on deck now, because if we strictly worrying about the future, we probably ain't gonna get what we need to get out of now, because it's like no. We need to be focused on this task.
These
at
next
this very
2 to 3
moment.
I
years.
did like.
I wanna win, too.
Well, obviously
Yes,
they gonna do it,
yes.
but I
They have
love.
to- they should.
I want to win too.
I love how
Next 3
highly
years.
Steve Bisciotti speaks on Lamar's name,
Yeah.
though. That's very dope, yo. Like, well, I mean, it's obvious because
Yeah.
we
What you gotta-
ain't make no major improvements to the stadium until my boy got
get
here.
to that,
You
too.
feel me?
And that's what I was going
They
to
doing
get
the
at.
construction now.
Yeah, I'm gonna get to that. I got a whole-
It
I'm
was
gonna get to
dope.
that.
All right, my
his,
bad.
his whole spiel. This guy right here, man.
Yeah.
Y'all remember
Number
what
8,
we
yo.
had beforehand. Y'all remember that.
Yo,
I remember that. Years of, I don't know, we were just banking on the defense carrying us most times. We wasn't expecting our quarterback to really dominate like that, ever.
yo. and
I've never seen that.
it's ironic. This week, I had a conversation with the type of person that's blinded by certain things so they just don't see the greatness of Lamar. Yo, I literally had somebody this week, Zay, say, I don't think Lamar is your guy. Know what I said? Who else? Who else will we get that's this good? That's all you gotta say. Like, yo, what are you even talking about? Like, stop. Yo, you gotta get out your own way sometimes, bro.
They wanted Trace McSorley. They wanted somebody like that. You know what I mean? Like, and I respect the backup guys because to make it in the NFL is tough, just in general. You're just gonna be tough to make it on that team, especially as a quarterback. But right now, what we have...
at this point, like, you sound crazy.
It's probably the same type of person that was...
Hunter.
Saying that Huntley should be the
Huntley,
starting
my bad.
quarterback.
Egregious,
They were saying
yo.
the same thing.
Yo, yo, know what your people like, y'all? Just say you don't like Lamar Jackson because of who he is, yo. Don't say
That's personal.
Let's
It don't
take
make
the
no
talent,
sense to me.
the football talent out of the picture and just say, yo, I don't like people like Lamar, bro. Because it's like, what do you even... How are you saying this? Because it's proven at this point. Like, I got it the first year when we went to 14-2. It's like, yo, he's not tested. No. Bro, he comes out greater every year, yo. If he's not hurt, he's better than he was the year before.
Last year was OD.
I just keep coming back to this. Like, people be like it's other crazy... Like, since probably roughly, I just say off the top, like the last 8 years, bro, of that generation of quarterback, only 2 have gotten it done. They act like it's like 4 or 5. It's been Mahomes the majority of the time, and Jalen Hurts just got one. We talk about the Ravens All-Star team. I mean, that team is...
And you want to know something funny?
But
though,
it's not a long... Like,
But
Joe
with them-
Burrow don't have one.
with them,
Josh
though-
Allen don't have one. Herbert don't have one.
And what I said to the
these guys don't have it.
But what I
Like-
said to the person, because sometimes you gotta switch the narrative so people can see the perspective. I was like, yo, it took Peyton Manning like 8 years to win the Super Bowl.
Might be
yo.
9, I think.
It might
It was
be
a long
10,
time.
9.
It was a long time.
Yo, it was
That
a
was
long
hanging
time.
over his head, though. That was over
We
his
never
head.
said he wasn't great, though.
They were saying that. They at the time they weren't saying he wasn't great, but that was
was
his
just throwing some shots.
Hall of Fame
Yeah.
thing. Like,
But
he
they were
wasn't gonna be
still
able to
Drew
make
giving
it.
Brees, too, took a long
Still
time.
giving
Like,
him
come
his
on,
love.
yo.
Yeah, Drew Brees took a while.
Yeah, like, yo, what are y'all talking
technically,
about?
Aaron
Two
Rodgers.
teams,
Aaron
too.
Rodgers
He
had to
didn't
sit
even
for
do it
4
all
years.
year.
It took him 7 more than he.
What are y'all
like,
talking
it
about?
just-
That doesn't mean he's not
Steve
great.
Young had to go through the narrative back in the day.
Yeah.
Like, we're younger, so but that was a thing for him, and he finally got. It's yo.
It's hard to
It's
do.
only because
hold
you
on.
don't like people like
The
Lamar.
great
yo. Just
John
say that, yo.
Elway, who went back to back on the
Old as
closeout.
hell when he won that.
He
Yeah.
kept losing, and
was
he had
old.
some of the nastiest Super Bowl
Yeah,
losses in history.
All a constant loss.
It took him to be a old dude, but he retired.
Terrell Davis and them had to come and help that man. Oh, like,
Bro,
he
we don't
didn't
be
even
trying
mad
to
how
wait.
Shannon
Stop
Sharp
it.
and
You're
all
not
that.
trying to wait that long.
No.
Lamar's
Nah.
28. Yo, like,
Yeah,
yo,
stop it,
it's
yo.
okay, yo.
Stop it, yo.
Time will come, yo.
Relax. The guy is great. Like, if you like football and don't like this guy, it's a you problem,
personal.
yo.
Yeah, it's
it's a
definitely
you
personal.
problem.
It's getting
Because
it's like
we not the ones that be like, yo, we diehard Ravens fans.
It's like the Shador saying this
Yeah.
stuff. Yo. Some of the stuff is just getting.
Oh,
The
can
narratives.
we get a
The
little bit on that? I know we're not
narratives.
supposed to.
Yeah,
I
yeah,
forgot
yeah.
to do that on the
narratives.
regular pod. That was something I was supposed to bring up.
Bro,
the
the
ball
narratives.
pat joint is killing me. Yo,
narratives
what are y'all
are
talking about?
crazy.
Oh, I like how a lot of the players are coming to his defense.
Bro,
Other
he
than
got-
the one clout chasing player.
I seen
Bro.
that one guy. He was like,
And
"Yo, we
and
break
and
on
the
them
random
balls."
guys
Bro, he
in
got
their
s-
podcast joints, similar like they don't not doing it. Like
He
that.
probably
Let's
has
keep it
more
real.
heart.
But like,
he probably has more heart than any college quarterback.
Immediate people
Bro used
just
to get
hate
hit all the time and still
frustrating,
could
man.
pass.
they was
well.
all like, bro.
I'm excited.
They
to see the
was like
kid.
90% of the
Jesus
quarterbacks
Christ.
pat the ball. Yo.
They showed his
Tom Brady. They was showing clips of Tom Brady.
and it was
y'all
pro day. It
talking
wasn't like it was
about?
in game.
You know
Like, what are you doing?
You know what's
It's
so
the narratives, bro.
You know what's so hilarious though, and I'm not gonna stay too long on this because we getting back to Ravens stuff.
Yeah.
But they was like they showed Tom Brady patting it, and then people always change the move the goalpost. Now y'all comparing him to Tom Brady. Nah, that wasn't the no. You just talk. Stop,
talking
yo,
about
bro.
ball
Just stop,
pads.
Bro,
please.
for
With
all
no
you
pads.
people-
I don't
for
like
all
him
you
because his
people-
dad or whatever else, or he flashes
Him
Keep
personally.
it real. He
No,
flashes
No
money.
one,
Keep it
will
real.
shut these
Yeah.
people up. Tom Brady rocks with Shador and Lamar,
That's
bro.
his mentor, literally.
OD.
And-
Tom
and
Brady is
Dominic
the
loves
greatest
Lamar.
quarterback
He
of
loves
all
Lamar.
time.
He loves Lamar.
That's
And
his favorite.
He gets so
he
smart.
rocks
Yo,
with
he's like
Lamar,
cheesing and everything.
Lamar Jackson and Shador.
Tom Brady looks like Bill Belichick when Bill Belichick talking about Ed Reed.
Yeah.
He just
Yeah.
get giddy, yo. It's like,
Yeah. They
get
he
excited.
can't contain himself. He start
Yeah.
moving and fidgeting like, yo.
Cause it's amazing, bro. If you don't see what this guy has done, yo, you're weird, bro.
Yeah.
You're weird, bro. Like, I get not liking the Ravens. I get not liking people like Lamar, but it's like, yo,
Nah, I can't get
You can't say. I mean, I can't get with that, obviously, but it's insanity at this point. That's like how it got like that with LeBron because I hated on him because I'm a Bulls fan. Then eventually I was like, bro, he came in the league when I was in seventh grade.
Thing to Kobe,
I'm a grown man.
I did the same thing.
Yeah, same with Kobe. He came into the league when I was a little boy. I'm a grown man. He's still shaking off. I gotta give him his flowers.
You gotta give him respect at that point. Yo. I was like, all right,
come on, yo. What are we talking about at this point? Yeah, I'm not.
So let's get back to it. Let's get back to the Ravens.
Well, this is a good segue into it from the ownership. I had a little bit more, but we could slide past that because it goes directly into the two things that we just were tying together. John Harbaugh was talking about extension talk for Lamar Jackson.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
and they're like, no, listen, man. Basically, the way you're talking, like this ain't like the last situation.
Yeah, they're gonna get it.
This ain't nothing to think about, yo. Like.
Yeah.
We're not having
a $600 million
issues.
Man, yo. Like they need to give him the ridiculous
whatever he wants.
Yeah,
he may do.
I feel like they should give him some ownership in the team or something.
Ownership. Bisciotti switch the game up and let that man. First off,
like 2-3%.
Once he gets his ring, build a statue on each entrance of this man.
Yeah,
yo.
he needs statues everywhere.
Yeah, yo, it gotta be like Lamar face in gold on the wall.
We need 8s just littered around.
It gotta be a statue in the stadium.
I was gonna say he need a statue at midfield, and you gotta play around the statue.
You gotta play around the statue. But Shotty is a businessman. He knows
that number right there.
Yo,
no one can
Shotty
have that
is
again.
A businessman.
Unless he changes. I heard he's been thinking
money.
about changing. That's like a alleged rumor of if he wins, he gonna get that number one.
Yeah.
And that's why he sound like he's pressing hard on them. I don't even want to get into that topic, but pressing hard on trademarking that 8 he on people's heads right now.
Oh, I seen it. He got Dale Earnhardt Jr. He on your back on that. And then my dog Troy Aikman.
On him hard. I gotta pay more close to the commentary with Troy Aikman and see it. Because I was saying I was going to do it last year and I kind of forgot. Now I'm gonna make sure and see it and be hating, or if he keeping it G.
I gotta pay attention to it. I'm gonna pay attention to that next year. I didn't think about that. He probably don't even do Lamar games because of that. He's like, no, don't put me on that Lamar game.
It's mad weird. It's mad weird that people get upset though that Lamar knows his worth.
I'm gonna watch watch highlights and clips of the when they played the Bucks on ESPN.
All right, I gotta go back and look too.
Yeah, because I think he didn't. I think he was keeping it honorable for what I remember. But I'm gonna watch it because there's a lot of clips. Because Lamar went crazy that game. But that's what I'm gonna tap into because all you gotta do is watch Lamar highlights.
Yeah.
And with the commentary in
it's
the
been
back.
some great 8s.
Yo, did you see? Did you see?
Been some great 8s in our city.
Yo,
Kyle
you sent me that LeBron James song, right?
Oh
they somebody switched it with Lamar Jackson.
Yo,
and they were just clips of him shaking people.
Son, I gotta see that.
Lamar Jackson.
I love that LeBron James song. Bro, yo, that is hilarious.
If you break down the clips, Lamar can have like an hour-long highlight tape of the most amazing football plays you've ever seen. He's like, yo, we can't appreciate it because we've been living in it in real time.
Yeah.
People gonna miss it.
But it's like, bro.
They're gonna really realize it.
Bro. Football is gonna be less.
Well, we had our first game
without Lamar.
Our next quarterback, years down the line, I'm thinking. Yeah. When we had that first game and he throw 2 picks and can't move.
Yeah.
Y'all gonna be tight. Y'all gonna be tight, fam. That guy is gonna be gone.
We get some great college quarterback that comes out and then he trash.
Boston
College. I remember what that felt like.
Because he throw 97 yards on his knees,
bro. Yeah, he could throw the longest deep ball, but he can't do anything else. Bro, that's not an accolade. It's not. I'm sure it's a guy at the park that can throw the ball
the
far,
quarterback
bro.
position from the knees.
Yeah.
Why would I ever have to do that? That's probably a sack.
First off, it's a sack if one of his knees touch the ground. So what are we talking about, yo? The goalpost shifting with narratives is so crazy, but I get it. It's entertainment. It's sports. You got to do it.
But yeah, they're gonna get that done. They talking about Derrick Henry, getting him. Listen, because Derrick Henry, we can talk about he's like the LeBron James. I think he's just gonna be able to play for a while.
Yeah.
I
got him at least
1,900 yards.
I'm
not saying that, but I think he could get at least. I think he got at the very least 3 more seasons.
That's what I was saying.
1,000 yards, man.
I would say 3
productive years,
and most importantly, them short yard line, shortage yards joints. That's what he's. That's like the bust, like Jerome Bettis at the end. It was really like the goal line and short joints. That's what they needed, especially Especially if they eventually end up getting rid of that tush push. Like
I saw they going back and forth about that though. They trying.
That's interesting
because it's dangerous. Honestly, just nobody seriously has gotten.
Yeah, no, because all it's going to take is the right running back to roll up on like a premier right tackle's leg or something and end his career or something crazy. Like
yeah, I definitely don't.
I don't
because you like this in a weird position trying to block somebody and somebody literally running into your back.
Anything can happen. They anything can happen in that situation. Split second, I'll mess you up.
So they gonna get the Lamar joint done. We ain't gonna go through this whole crazy thing.
Lamar Jackson.
But it's just it's Harbaugh was just like real quick. He is like, yo, I'm not even entertaining. This is we gonna get through this real quick.
Hell no, bro. Like yo, you can't do that now. Like yo, it was funny that we were the only people standing on Lamar's side. Like, yo, if he hurt and they didn't pay him yet, and he's this level talent, I get it. I wouldn't play either, yo. Like, yo, if that was any other great quarterback that wasn't Lamar, bro, if Joe Burrow...
Exactly. That's the point.
But if Joe Burrow was hurt and they didn't give him his bread,
he was
always hurt. Sat out, and he's always hurt, they wouldn't have been tripping. It's because it's Lamar. Yeah. I even allowed the narratives to get me because I'm like, yo, Lamar knows his worth. Remember, it was the talks like his mom's representing him. I'm like, yeah, yo, he should get this, that. No, he's done great things, believing in himself. Yo, stop being like that,
gets, bro. Everything that he wants to get, he should have.
Yeah, these narratives are fake, bro. Don't be mad at the man because he knows his worth.
Yeah, I was talking. You mentioned earlier, like renovations. They wasn't going crazy until he got here. They did new deals. Of course, they got the business stuff, but what comes with that is having franchise and exciting, like players and or championship aspirations. But they got the new lease. But they finishing up, because they continuing the renovations. So, and if you go past the stadium, you see them doing it in the front.
Yeah, on Russell Street.
What they building, not like there. Especially if you're coming off of the highway.
Yeah, because I'm like, yo, where the Ray Lewis stayed a joint. Yes. I'm like, what are they building?
The plaza's gonna put there.
Oh shit! Ooh, my bad. I almost cursed. I'm so excited. I almost cursed.
So it's gonna be there now.
No, I was down at the O's because I'm walking down to the Ravens. I'm like, yo, this.
They about to have me down there all day. I'm gonna be there at 9 in the morning,
and then you end up through the plaza. So basically, they're gonna have a 365-day a year. Shop. You know how the shop is inside and they be kind of small and tight. No, all year round. You can go shop. If you're a fan from out of town, you somebody who just like you're gonna be able to go into that shop like a regular
hard,
store.
Bro.
They're gonna have how they perform under the bridge and stuff. I don't know if they still do that, but they got a performance stage that's coming.
Oh, for real?
Listen, what's happening?
Yo, we gonna have a fire stadium. Yo.
The LED boards is gonna be out crazy.
Yeah, the best stadium without a dome.
They went nuts with the lights
sports
team.
Bars. Yeah.
The best stadium without a dome.
I hope they got raises this year. Whoever's on the lights team.
The best stadium without a dome.
Social media team. All y'all need
the fireworks team
this year. Fireworks
everybody,
team.
Everybody, yo. The extra entertainment, the atmosphere, kill it. They're gonna, of course, they're gonna have bars and club levels and all that type of stuff. Like I said, the performance joint. The history. I think you can walk through and they're gonna show the history of like the Raven stuff all through it.
That's crazy, yo.
They turning up, yo. A lot of that is just the organization just being a great organization, but Lamar coming there had a lot to do with.
Yeah. Y'all figure out how to add that retractable dome, yo? That would be fire.
I don't want it. No,
I want a dome.
I don't want a dome.
Yo, shout out Dad, man.
I don't want every NFL state. Somebody got to have the elements, yo.
I low key want it.
Why you think Buffalo is tough, yo? Every time somebody go there,
touche.
It's
their new stadium is open too.
And they used to win in the cold.
People were mad. It's like, no, you're taking away one of their greatest things. It's when you come there.
They used to play in the cold.
January, you know what time it is.
Yo.
Same with Kansas City.
It is an element.
I
it
like
works.
It, yo.
Because Miami has that as well.
Same with Kansas City. It be brick down there in the winter.
That's why the Patriots, if they play Miami later in the year, as great as the Patriots was, they would always like have a little tussle or lose some of them games because they would go from that weather, switch the weather. Yeah, it was a little different for them, yo. And then they
make their stadium where they put the home team on the shade side. And you sitting in the sun all day.
The Ravens is like that too.
Fire.
The Ravens is like that too. And I'm sitting, my seats.
Matter of fact, you're right. You didn't convince me. I don't even want a dome now.
No dome, yo.
Keep the elements.
Keep the elements, yo. It makes
y'all real goons. I don't care how much money we get until we getting them club level.
Going down there is rough. I ain't gonna lie.
It be brick, yo. I still give y'all kudos for that Eagles game. It was cold.
Only thing helped us was Dad getting them club level tickets. I don't know if I would have survived if he didn't get the club level tickets.
Shout out Dad, man. I love you, Dad. I'm happy for you to be able to see this because you've been riding with them hard since they were a franchise, bro. Like that, yo, he put us on, yo.
That's hard, yo. That's a lot.
He bought them season tickets in the year 2000.
Bro, we got a ticket.
25 years.
He deserved like those type of people deserve like,
minus
awards.
one because of the COVID year, so I guess 24 years.
He didn't have PSL. He didn't have PSLs back then.
He was down there though. He was one of those placards that they had down there.
Yeah, his name on the wall. Yeah, his
so
name
never
on the
mind.
wall.
He ain't got no years off. He had 25 years down there.
But you gotta think, Dad had before Dad had PSLs. I found this in the basement, yo. He got a ticket from when Vinny Testaverde was playing against Dan Marino, yo. And he took us down to Memorial Stadium. He was like, "You probably don't remember, but I took you and your brother there."
Yeah, I remember
like,
that.
Crazy.
I was like, "Really?"
I remember that,
bro. And he gets to see this.
Was it 96? Because you showed the ticket.
I think it was 97.
Regardless,
I think it was
like,
97.
I can't remember when we had Testaverde. It was early though. But
it was early, bro. It was like, and my pops been rocked out.
Since we was at
he
Memorial
would be mad,
Stadium.
yo,
We've
when
been
we
there,
lose,
man.
like upset, yo.
We had the bleachers out there.
Yo, you remember that game when we was kids, yo? When the Ravens was playing
yeah.
No, I wouldn't even put that story out. Never mind.
What happened?
I ain't going to do it.
I ain't even
Remember
hear what
Dad
you
got mad, yo, with the when never mind. I ain't gonna talk about it.
You do it.
It was a Ravens Steelers joint. Remember? I think he was hella mad, yo. My bad to even cuss. Like, I remember Dad was devastated, yo. I think that drew you closer to him in Ravens-ness, yo. That increased your Ravens powers, yo.
Yeah, Ravens, man, it's tough.
It was
bro.
like, yo, you never root for them, yo.
Yeah, I think I had picked them in the playoffs or something. I was mad young. I think I was like, they beat us. I
Bro,
feel
this
like they
was
should be done. And then Dad was like, no, don't do that. I was
Never root for them.
Hey,
Never.
that's a loyalty.
and I never did. Yo. I'll never root for the
Respect,
Steelers.
yo, loyalty, yo. You gotta learn early, yo.
I ain't know nothing about it at that point.
Yeah,
yo.
we was mad little, yo. I'll never forget.
That's
yo.
how you learn.
That was early days. I was probably like 8, 9 years old.
That's how you learn, yo.
Yeah, and you know I was just the off kid. I liked the Dolphins back then, so it was like.
But yours was particular because you like stuff based on what you liked. So you liked the Ace Ventura at the time. So,
yeah,
you know what I mean?
yeah, and I was
on
like,
the Dolphins
well,
that
they like
first, you
football,
know what I mean?
so
They
I'm
had,
about to start watching.
Yeah.
They saw Willie Beeman and the fake Dolphins.
Oh, that's hilarious.
That's what we got right now, man.
Yeah, the real Willie Beeman.
Real
yo.
Willie
He just don't,
Beeman,
he don't
man.
throw up.
Came in for the old Flacco while he was pretty much at the end. He was done. Came in there
and went from being a running back to only throwing
Or wide
3
receiver, depending on who you
interceptions. 3 interceptions in a season, bro.
That was the most frustrating thing. Those coaches that called my
4.
man a wide receiver, bro.
Nasty work. I don't want to. We all know what the.
I ain't gonna lie, yo.
I ain't want to get into that.
That's old school. That's an old school mentality.
I can't wait till people with that mind frame just kind of phase out.
Yeah.
That'll make me happy. Yo.
I just leave it.
They almost there.
I can't wait till people with that
4 more
mind frame
years
phase
before we
out, bro.
don't hear
Phase
from
out
them
of
no more.
just the end.
Because even they moving a little bit different now.
Yeah, it's like
trying-
what?
To adapt, you better be able to move.
Gotta survive.
Yeah, phase out, bro. Y'all need to phase out, bro. Because it's egregious at this point.
Where we at though?
Just another sidebar. You know, they were talking about you know how teams play each other like in practice and stuff like that during the off season, leading up. They're gonna be going at it with the Bucks this year. I like that. The Buccaneers doing the training camp season.
Oh, you mean
all
a
that.
training camp? Okay, I like that.
I like that. That's a good team, man.
Yeah.
Offensively and defensively.
Good wide
Hang on,
receivers. We
see
can
each
see
other
our
often
corners
in the
looking.
regular
I might
season,
try
so
to
that's
get to that
perfect.
training
Yeah.
camp for real.
Yeah,
I might try to get to one of them joints.
Yeah, I wonder exactly where.
We need to
it's-
find out
it's
what
gonna-
date that is. I might
Yeah,
try
it's
to
just-
get to that.
Followed by
That would be
followed by the
hard.
late preseason.
We should do
game.
that.
Yeah.
So hopefully that's in.
We
Baltimore.
should do that.
Hopefully it's in, of course.
Yeah.
I hope they
We'll
hold
look
the
at
PSL.
We're going to go to a
joint
training
to,
camp this year. We definitely
yeah.
So I went last year to the PSL only because them tickets were so
They go
hard
quick.
to get.
Yeah, they go quick.
So they had to do one just for the PSL because a lot of PSL people like, dang, I can't even.
Yeah.
I
My
can't
dad-
even get in.
my dad was one of them.
Yeah. We was one of them.
He was
then
mad.
they
He
opened
was
up
tight.
the PSL and he was like, thank you, and they gave out food.
And you know
and
Dad be on point.
They did the whole
As soon as
adults,
it happens, he
adults can
knows.
get autographs or whatever. So they did open it up for everybody.
Yeah.
It was a real night. I mean, the food was fantastic. It was really good.
I think even my lady would like that. She don't even like football, but she would like
It's
that
just a good
training camp
environment.
joint.
Yeah, I mean,
it's
the
fun,
weather was
yo.
like really nice. As long as that weather nice,
It's not
too.
too hot.
Yeah,
If
it
it's not
was
too
really
muddy
nice
back
that day.
there, sometimes that
Literally,
can get
it was a
little rough.
perfect day that
Yeah.
day. Blue skies with slight clouds. It looked like a picturesque.
Okay.
Grass was green.
I
It
think
was
when the
warm,
last
but
time I
it wasn't
went-
piping hot. It was really
It
dope.
rained the day before, so it
gotta
was
go.
mad muddy
Oh,
out
yeah.
there. It was
See,
a little
that's-
rough.
yeah. But you know they got the joints over the top that you could sit in. So you know, but overall, man, they had the vegetarian or vegan or whatever.
Yeah, they got
selection.
options.
They had multiple options. The cookies,
and the options you could
I should have
buy.
sent some more cookies.
I think I got my bucket hat that year from that.
They was
training
giving
camp.
out mad stuff.
I think I got that bucket hat
Like,
from that.
man, we
training
came back with like 2 Ravens bags. With
Yeah,
shit.
they give out everything.
Excuse me, with stuff like y'all
No,
finally
I
got
feel
me.
you, I feel you.
Y'all
camp.
finally got
Koozie,
me.
you get the little. They gonna give you
It's
everything.
later. I don't even.
That's okay.
Yeah, we good.
Yeah, we 5 minutes.
I ain't tripping. But yeah, got it. Yeah, I mean, so anyway, yeah, it was a good atmosphere. So hopefully you can do that. But hopefully that joint is here, and then we all can go to the Bucks joint.
Oh yeah.
Preseason joint, like
Yeah, we got to try to.
Oh yeah.
And hopefully my
And
Ravens.
please believe
Hit
we
us
gonna
up,
be
Ravens.
giving press right after, dog.
We wanna go,
We gonna
bro.
talk about it, bro. After we walk it.
I'm about to go look it up and figure out how to get in this press box.
Yeah.
Bro. I'm about to get in this press box. I'm about to get in this press box. We're gonna get all 3 of us in there. We're gonna be asking
the
questions.
streets need the real.
Yeah.
They need the real.
Hit us and
Yeah.
hit the Ravens up.
We the
tag
ground
us.
level.
Tag Coach Class Network at Coach Class Network. All up
Yeah.
down that Instagram.
Coach
fam.
Class.
They need us in
Huddle,
there.
oh, huddle
ready.
up, huddle up.
We ready for that.
Yeah, man. As far as that, just like we said, the draft is going to come. We're going to talk a little more about that as it comes up. But seeing
Very
a lot
excited for
of the
that.
mock drafts got a lot of different things. Safeties, multiple safeties. Some good safeties out there. Some linemen, a pass rusher, Mike from like Marshall or whatever. If he can slide or they could trade up. It's a lot of
guys.
It's a lot of things that can.
I'm gonna be
happen.
watching. I'm gonna be.
I would
tuned
like
in.
to draft a dynamic edge rusher. That would be very
That's why
nice.
they talking
yo.
about him.
Very nice.
If you can, they could either just get up enough to get him, or he had 17 sacks last year.
God
17
damn.
and a
That's
half,
wild.
I think 17 and
He
a
was
half. or
OD.
something.
That's wild,
If I'm not
bro.
mistaken, I want to make.
Dang, how many games they play?
That's OD.
If I'm wrong,
He's
somebody
getting
let me know.
multiple
But
sacks a game
I
if
think
he
it was
was
up
getting
there
it.
like that.
Yeah.
Yeah, so and then like I said, Xavier Watts, some of them, you have a few things that they talk about with him, but Notre Dame, Kyle Him connection. If somehow that happens in the late first, second round, he's a ball hawk, man. 13
like it
interceptions
a
over the
lot.
last 2 seasons. I mean, that's what you
Two
like. to
ball
see,
hawks
right?
back there is
That's what they
crazy.
need because they need somebody who's
And
not
then you can
dropping
move
in.
Kyle. Yeah, you can move Kyle
they
back
should
up.
move, I think they should
Blitz and do all
move
the
Kyle
other
to
stuff.
just crash out. Yo, he like
that's
that.
what would
yo.
happen if you can
And-
kinda-
That's exactly what.
Kyle's crashing out is different than everybody's because he's big and he does great form tackles. He might be the best form tackler in Ravens history.
Well,
bro.
what it is a control crash out.
Yeah.
That's
Bro,
why. So that's why it looks like
his
that.
tackles be like how the coach say, helmet up,
Yeah, it's control
chin up.
crash out.
This is how you
take
know
him to the ground,
his
drive him
level
through
of
the ground. Like, yo, he really got greatness.
This is
yo.
how you know his level of greatness combination with violence. He's so violent, but so legal and technically sound with it. The refs look like they want to throw flags.
Yeah.
And then they be like, I can't throw
You
a
remember
flag,
that one
yo.
where he smacked, yo, and it was a
clean.
perfect form tackle.
He ain't hurt nobody. He not trying to kill no,
Perfect,
no
wrap him
careers.
up.
He just trying to get you down.
Yeah.
Simple and plain.
Yeah.
And I'm gonna get you down
Shout out
most
Cousin
efficient
Kyle.
way.
Yo, we honestly, I'm gonna say it, yo. We haven't got to that milestone of the Super Bowl yet, but we are far too blessed and privileged as Ravens fans, yo. Like, I'm getting damn near emotional, like, cause I started
talent we
thinking
got
back
is crazy.
with that Bisciotti interview. I'm like, yo, we really did have like some super mid seasons for like. I remember that one joint when we won like 6 games. The city was in an uproar. Yo. It was
was
like
bad.
Gotham City here.
We
bro.
wasn't really going down there.
That's when
either.
the
It was
crime rate
bad.
went up. Everything got bad, yo. Then because it was like, yo, the Ravens is horrible, yo. Like horrible, yo.
You can't just be not a town like this who loves
Yeah, we need
sports.
one
Ty-
day.
My man Ty Heat was
Sunday
banged up.
is a great day to have a
Kyle
victory.
Bowler couldn't
and
rely
love.
on him no more.
I love how because just bringing it all back to the beginning. One of the things that before we leave out, he said, and I love this. This is beautiful, how Bisciotti, because they were asked how badly do you want it for Lamar, and we all want it badly for Lamar. But you could see how Harbaugh, because Lamar saved his job, but he was just talking.
Definitely saved your job,
He was
bro.
talking
We
about,
was
like, man,
on you.
How much we wanted. Oh man, want it so bad because it's a desire. We know, and I know how much he works, and which is true. But I also love the follow up answer because, and this is why it's like kind of like the big brother, little brother joint. They both right, but it's also a macro level and a micro level. But Shadi was just like, we want it bad for him, but also I want it just as bad for My fault. I can't think of his
Derek?
name right now. No. Well, Derek Henry, I think was
Derrick
one of the
Henry
names.
definitely deserves
He said,
it.
I want to
Who
think
was
about
on
somebody else
Tennessee
here.
for
Ronnie
so long?
Stanley.
Ronnie Stanley.
And he just started ripping off names, man. It's about
Our
us.
vets has been there.
And then Harbaugh followed up, I believe. I think it was Harbaugh followed back. I want it bad for the city.
Even
He said, I want to see people dancing like they did in the streets, like when won it the last time. Yeah, I mean, so it was just like
2012.
one of those full circle. Like, yeah, we got to do it for
City was
everybody.
electric.
Everybody, yo.
joint, fam.
Yeah.
2012, it was crazy
I'm
down
not
there.
gonna lie, bro. They might have to shut it down from Russell Street,
Should be no school that day.
like when you get off the
I think they
Beltway
will.
to
This
Lexington
time.
Market, and it's gonna be the biggest Super Bowl parade of all time, yo. Like this gonna be the best peaceful thing that happened for Baltimore in years, yo.
Our
Like,
last one was really big. That
Bro.
2012 one was huge, man.
I
It
ain't
was-
gonna
it
lie,
was
I'm getting
wild.
out there like 7 a.m. We
Oh,
gotta
yeah,
figure
I'm
out a
turning
way to
up.
be live,
Yeah.
local, and late breaking.
No, I'm going straight down the
Yo,
way
we
we
need
need to go
we
to. and then
need
gonna-
to be the Fox 45.
Then
of
we can
that,
walk
yo.
down.
I'm getting a
Damn
good
near.
night's
Interviewing
rest.
randoms.
And I'm gonna be up early. I'm on it, yo.
I'm ready for
Yeah.
that.
From the crib turning up all the way down there.
Bro.
Taking off the next 2
My
days.
man said, I had a
I'm
beer.
going crazy.
Then I had another beer.
I'm gonna enjoy that.
Filming that so much, yo. It's literally gonna be a movie, yo.
I'm excited for that, yo. This feels really good to do too, because this dope, yo.
The last thing I love how they also talk about it in matter of fact terms. It's not if we. The one thing they mentioned multiple times on there was like when it gets done.
Let's
man,
get it done.
When it gets done, like,
That's because they know, yo. Like we really like that. Like Bisciotti has seen
sometimes-
so many teams come across. I hate to say this to the people that don't like Lamar Jackson. I never heard Steve Bisciotti talk about Joe Flacco in this fashion, yo.
But they talk highly of him on
They talk highly of him on it. But
he got it done,
this
that's
is
respect,
different.
But
This
they know,
is like,
they know,
yo.
They know.
This is like, yo, we
I
got
didn't see the Miller
Goku.
Lite Gatehouse when Flacco was here.
I mean,
Pop up.
at this
didn't see-
point,
Yeah, we got Goku.
I didn't see
we got
the
Goku
Bonds
in there,
popping
yo.
up
Yeah,
before.
'cause
We
at
definitely
this-
got Goku a quarterback, yo.
But the reason I like that they saying when
Yeah.
instead of like if or whatever those other terms, it's we should have had two at minimum in my mind by now at least.
In his
So that's
first
what's so
6
frustrating.
seasons.
That's why we got to get to
And
win
they still try to
mentality.
act like he not nice.
I think, and I'm gonna speak more about this in future because we got a lot to talk about, so we can have it. I think this year has the opportunity to be one of the greatest teams of all time.
I don't want to talk about
Whenever
it.
you,
I don't want to talk about it
No,
because
no, no.
we in the insanity era.
No. But what I'm gonna say is this.
I get nervous because we do this all the time.
What I'm
yo.
saying is this though. When you have an opportunity to literally, of course, there's positions they can get stronger at. That's what every team every year does. But when you look at their roster top to bottom, when you have an opportunity to say we could just draft the best player available, you're in a fantastic position.
You're in a that's where we are right
We don't
now.
have to overly reach to fill a need.
Yeah.
That's the position you want to be in.
That's where we are, yo.
And they still haven't paid a whole bunch of they still got more people they got to pay eventually, but they have an opportunity, bro. All I'm saying is this year with the hunger, I think the defensive issues the extra ones will be addressed, and they figured out some of the stuff at the end.
Yeah.
I don't think they have that. I think we'll talk about
Know
this.
what?
I think they have an opportunity to have a
Sidebar from both of y'all, yo. Know what I think is going to change the tides? Change that DJ, yo. Update it, yo.
That's
It's
the one
time.
thing the entertainment
It's
people-
time, yo.
Right?
Crowd going.
Yo, you gotta
Respectfully,
say.
I don't want to hear lose myself anymore, yo.
Imagine
That's
if
got to come out the playlist.
Yo,
Yo,
come on.
Imagine if Lamar scored one in that baby girl.
Yeah.
Let me see you do your dance. Let me see you twirl.
Everybody in there go,
Yo,
DJ.
it's gonna get crazy in there.
Don't let them do some kind of club mix joint, something crazy.
Or they hit you with that. They not like us. Like anything, yo. They could do all that.
Yo, I'm sorry, yo. What's the name? Gotta
club
play in
mix,
that
yo.
building.
Let
yo.
the
they play
DJ
a
go,
club mix
yo.
joint-
They got it. We've been saying that.
After we score,
Because in the
or
gate house,
halftime,
they always
I
playing
can
some club
feel
mix.
it.
Every
And
time
it's
we in
jumping
there.
in there. And it's not just
Bro.
black people, yo.
No,
Everybody
because
in
all
there.
of us know that.
Everybody
black,
in
white,
there,
whoever it
yes.
is, y'all all know
Salute
Baltimore
anybody
club.
who been to the gate house. If you're in the comments, please speak. You know what it get like. In
Get
there
it
when they
going.
play.
Yeah.
Get it going on the
come
on the
on.
field. Y'all
Yeah.
already had the TSU dance crew guys down there on the
I like
field the year
that.
before. I think that was the year before they had them down there.
So
So
I like it.
come on, come on, man, bring
Let's
that
get it
back.
done.
More
bro.
into it. Yeah, man.